This problem tells us that a car gets 32 miles per gallon of gasoline, and it asks how many gallons of gasoline would the car need to travel 176 miles. This is a rate problem, and the first sentence tells us what we're comparing, miles and gallons. And we can set up this information in a proportion table. So on the left-hand side, we're going to have miles and gallons. Those are the two things that we're comparing, and we're going to be comparing them in a ratio. And in the second column, we're going to put down the number of miles that the car is driven, here 176 miles, and we're going to need to find the number of gallons. That's going to be our unknown. The first sentence tells us the information that we need to be able to compare for our ratio. A car gets 32 miles per 1 gallon. Per gallon means per 1 gallon. And that's our unit rate right there. Our rate for 1 unit, as in the Spanish uno. And the second column, we can fill in with the information from the second sentence. How many gallons of gasoline would the car need to travel 176 miles? 176 is the number of miles, and we need to find out how many gallons. So the proportion table is a really useful tool to help organize the information in the question. And now we can set it up in a proportion. So 32 over 1 equals 176 over x. And we can use cross multiplication to solve this. And it's really quite easy since we already have the unit rate. We're going to be multiplying 1 times 176 and then dividing by 32. Any number times 1 is going to be that number. So 1 times 176 is 176. And we can take 176 and divide it by 32. 32 goes into 176 5 times. 5 times 32 is 160. And we have 16 left over. Now we need to go and solve this using a decimal. So we can add a decimal after the 5 in our quotient and add a 0. Now we have 160. Well, we just found out that 5 times 32 is 160, so we know that's going to be 5 again. 5 times 32 is 160. And so our answer is 5 and 5/10, or 5.5 gallons. How many gallons of gasoline are needed for a car to go 176 miles if it has 32 miles per gallon of gasoline? It's 5.5 gallons, 5 and 5/10 gallons. When you feel comfortable with this problem, go ahead and try the sample problem that's been grouped with this on the homework quiz for this week.